guys, what's going on? And guess what? I'm finally getting to it. I know you're probably like, oh, it's probably just another prediction video or some history and lore that he found from some guy's YouTube that he's gonna recreate, or something that's definitely not the start of season 2, because he's been putting that off forever. I know you guys aren't thinking we're starting season 2, but I'm here to tell you we're starting season 2, and I am pumped. So here's the deal. This is how it's going to work. We're going to be on a set schedule now because I'm a man who needs discipline. And if I'm not set on a set schedule, nothing's going to happen on a schedule. And you guys are all going to be left like, what the fuck's going on? So we'll figure out a set schedule. Doing it this week. I plan to, get down to business. I know I'm working full time, but it don't matter. It's not time to feel sorry for me. I get to watch Game of Thrones. What kind of job is that, right? Not acting like this is a job. This ain't a job. This is fun. So we're going to get into it. Watch some Game of Thrones Season 2. I got my notes ready. We're going to be going in freaking depth. So, I'm pumped. You guys are pumped. I know you're pumped. So, let's do it. Game of Thrones Season 2, Episode 1! Woo!
I will be honored, Your Grace.
Sir Meryn, help Sir Donto celebrate my name day. See that he drinks his fill.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming.
You can't. What did you say? Did you say I can't?
I only meant it would be bad luck to kill a man on your name day.
What kind of stupid peasant superstition?
The music.
When a man sows on his name day,
I'm a thinker.
he reaps all year.
The music is fantastic.
Take him away. I'll have him killed tomorrow.
Listens to what I say, the king might just get his Uncle Jamie back.
How?
You love your children. That's one redeeming
So
quality.
true.
That in your cheekbones. Starks love their children as well. And we have 2 of them.
One.
One
Arya, little animal, she disappeared.
disappeared. What? In a puff of smoke? We had 3 Starks to trade. You chopped one's head off and let another escape. Father would be furious. Must be odd for you to be the disappointing child.
Wow! So good!
May the Lord of Light watch over us all. Shall we drink together?
Don't.
A cup of wine to honor the one true God.
Is he gonna poison him? I think he's just gonna kill himself. Should have predicted that in my predictions video. I don't even know who the guy is, but...
I keep expecting you to leave me one castle or another for safekeeping, but you drag me along from camp to camp. Have you grown fond of me, Stark? Is that it? I've never seen you with a girl.
If I left you with one of my bannermen, your father would know within a fortnight. My bannerman would receive a raven with a message. Release my son, you'll be rich beyond your dreams. Refuse, and your house will be destroyed root and stem.
You don't trust the loyalty of the men following you into battle.
I trust them with my life. Just not with yours.
Smart boy. What's wrong? Don't like being called boy? Insulted.
Will you insult yourself, Kingslayer? You've been defeated by a boy. You're held captive by a boy. perhaps you'll be killed by a boy.
Fuck yeah!
Stannis Baratheon sent ravens to all the High Lords of Westeros. The King Joffrey Baratheon is neither a true king nor a true Baratheon. He's your
Dude.
bastard son.
If that's true, Stannis is the rightful king. How convenient for him.
My father learned the truth. That's why you had him executed.
I was your prisoner when Ned Stark lost his head.
And your son killed him so the world would learn who fathered him. And you pushed my brother from a window because he saw you with the Queen.
You have proof. You want to trade gossip like a couple of fishwives.
I'm sending one of your cousins down to King's Landing with my peace terms.
You think my father's going to negotiate with you? You don't know him very well.
He's not gonna.
But he's starting to know me.
There's no way.
3 victories don't make you a conqueror.
It's better than 3 defeats.
Actions. And when those affections become common knowledge, well, that is an awkward situation. Indeed. Especially in a prominent
Little
family.
finger.
Prominent families often forget a simple truth. I've found.
Seize him. Cut his throat. Stop. Oh, wait. I've changed my mind. Let him go.
Oh my fucking god.
Step back 3 paces. Turn around. Close your eyes. Power is power.
Do see if you can take some time away from your coins and your whores to locate the Stark girl for me. I would very much appreciate it.
God! What a scene! Power is power.
I am.
I want to see his reaction to this.
What you just did is punishable by death.
He's unstable, man.
You will never do it again.
As if we didn't already know.
Never.
Did you realise this establishment is owned by Lord Peter Baelish, the King's Master of Coin? Coin which goes in many pockets.
Orders.
Whose orders?
Someone who doesn't care what Littlefinger thinks. What are they doing?
Oh, it's bastard, right? Yep. Oh my fucking god, dude.
Enough. Get it done. Kill the bastard.
Get it here.
Oh my god.
Gendry! His name is Gendry!
Where is the bastard.
The Night's Watch! Please stop!
Where?
They took him over the King's Road, heading north!
How will we know him?
He's got a bull's head helmet! He made it himself!
Find him.
Gendry, of course. Love that little lady. Shit. If they're at... Oh, man. That's the end of the fucking episode. Guys, so what an episode that truly was, right? Great premiere to such a great show. Season 2, so excited. Wow, my head is full. I had to take a night just to decompress, think about it. Got my notes here for you, so we got some stuff to go over. Got a lot of stuff to go over, so I don't want to take up too much time. Let's get into it. First of all, just my general overview of that episode. Great episode. Great way to start out a season. You're bringing in new things and continuing old stories. It's great. I mean, as far as a general overview goes, here's some of the things I really liked. The music, I really noticed in this one. We had a lot of really great music that was used to foreshadow, I think. The transition with the comet, it shows a comet in the sky, which is like for the dragons, I think, is they said when a dragon is born or something, that the comet is a symbol that the dragon has been awoken, something like that. But the comet was used to, like, everyone sees this comet, and you're transitioning all over the world. But the common theme is they were all seeing this comet, which was really cool. The acting, there's some really good acting by Richard Madden once again. Excuse me, Jon Snow. Fantastic actor. Great scene with Mr. Jaime Lannister. Loved it. I'm a big acting fan. You could see a lot of development in his character, and you could see a lot of emotion. So, good. Two more things for my quick overview. CGI and directing. CGI? Wow, I mean, I feel like CGI is never really a good thing to me. Usually I like it being real, right? Like, if you see the Star Wars movies, I'm much more of an original trilogy fan than the prequels. So I wasn't a big fan of the CGI, especially not in the 90s and the early 2000s. But CGI in Game of Thrones, I'm specifically talking about the dragons, is very well done. I was really impressed. And the wolves as well. The wolves look really good. So just had to point that out. I don't think a lot of people probably give credit where credit's due in that respect. So I just want to, as far as an in-depth review, CGI definitely deserves a shout out. And directing, man, I've been away from the show for a little bit. I forget how breathtaking it is. There's some truly splendid, is that the word I'm looking for? That's a good descriptor. Truly splendid shots in here. So really, really, really impressed by the directing. And that's my general overview of the episode. It was a great episode, and I can't wait to get deeper into the season. And now it's time to jump into an in-depth review of Game of Thrones. Let's go. Game of Thrones Season 2, Episode 1. The North Remembers. I did just read that off of there. I apologize. Anyway, so let's talk about the first note I had. It's Sansa, right? Sansa is basically treated as a slave with Joffrey. Not necessarily as he's like, you're my slave, but she has to say everything Joffrey wants, knowing how unstable he is. And it is truly sad, and she's really such a great character, right? Because she knows what she has to do, but we can still see in her acting, we can still see in her character, that's not what she wants to do. And that's not easy to portray, so good job to Sansa there. Great character development, and she just saddens me now. It's so sad to see her being treated like this by Joffrey and having to pretend to be such an evil woman that she's not and pretend to love such an evil man that she obviously doesn't love. And granted, she doesn't do a very good job of loving him or portraying that emotion. I mean, everyone could tell she's kind of giving him the cold shoulder. Like, I mean, Tyrion could obviously tell. But that's human and that's real, because if you're fakely showing an emotion, it's going to come off as fake. And that's exactly what happened here. That's just another example of why Game of Thrones is such a good real life show. It's about real life emotions, real life people. They nailed it on the head with Sansa's character. Going on quickly here, Cersei and Tyrion drama. Great stuff here. We had some scenes against him when he first comes in and says he's the hand of the king. And, when Tyrion tells Cersei, like, hey, you fucking let Ned Stark, our negotiation tool, go. And he says, how does it feel to be the disappointing child for once? That's an amazing line. Because Tyrion's lived with that his whole life, and Cersei's just... I think someone in the comments said she puts the C in cunt. She's a cunt. She's always had the power. She's just a little bitch. And Tyrion's like, hey, guess what? Freaking Tywin, my dad, he sees the value in me now because I wasn't making stupid mistakes like you were. Good stuff. Also, got to point out some great writing, comic relief. I don't know if it's in the book or not, so could be George R. R. Martin, could be the adaptive scriptwriters. Cheekbones and your love for your family, I believe, or what was it? Yeah. He's like your only redeeming qualities, your cheekbones and your love for your family. Fantastic line, and it's so true. It's like what we've all been thinking, right? Well, like, oh, she's a bitch, but at least she likes her family, I guess. Yeah. Thanks, Tyrion. Thanks for pointing it out. Great comic relief. Really well done there. Really good pacing. Oh, yeah, and then just what I was talking about, Tywin, he sees how much of an asset Tyrion it really is. Because, of course, he's a half-man. Of course, he's responsible for killing his wife, Tywin's wife. I mean, not really responsible, but she died during childbirth. But he's still a Lannister, and I think Tywin's seen that. And they're like, well, maybe he's got the brain where the other two's... they're a little lacking on that, and that's not like they're stupid, but Tywin's super smart and very, he knows what he's doing. I think Tywin's realizing that. Realizing that Tyrion is a great asset for the Lannisters to have on their side. Moving on quickly. Oh, Jon Snow had a great character moment when he's I'm just gonna call him Incest Man. I forget his name, but the guy who's fucking all his daughters. Ugh. Anyways, first of all, he's a great actor, I can say, but he really didn't like Jon Snow, and he did a good job of portraying that. But Jon Snow is getting a little attitude with him, like, oh yeah, I'm from the north, we're not from the south. I'm Jon Snow. And Mormont comes up to him and he's like, hey, he says this line, he says, if you want to know how to lead, learn how to follow. Every good leader needs to know how to follow at some point in their life. That's a great line. It's going to be big for Jon Snow's character going down the line. Excited for that storyline to flesh out. Got some stuff to talk about with Daenerys. Daenerys was not in this episode for long. First thing I want to point out, Daenerys and Jorah had a nice little moment. I don't know if that's foreshadowing to something. Could obviously just be a friendship. But who knows? It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. But it seemed like a pretty good scene between them. Who knows? And let's talk about Daenerys here. Let's talk about how freaking powerful she is. This hit me, right? This has been building up through season 1. And it's because of her and her personality and the dragons. She has literally become such a powerful being, such a threat to the Seven Realms, that the Dothraki people are following her. Like, think about that. They only follow the strongest person. Daenerys is that powerful. That's crazy. I'm excited to see her story roll out. That's to say the least. So, let's move on. Let's talk about how the Game of Thrones is literally living up to his name. And what I mean by that is everyone is split up now. And, man, I don't know how it's going to end, but it's going to be bad. Because we got Lisa Arryn, after Jon Arryn died, she's separated from the Lannisters, from the main king. They want to be their own kings. We got Renly Baratheon. Renly Baratheon's off, starting an army. He wants to be king. He thinks he's the rightful king. We got Stannis Baratheon, which we'll get into later. But first, we got Robb Stark. He's the king of the north. We got Daenerys Targaryen. And here's one that I don't know, Greyjoy. Theon Greyjoy's leader of the Greyjoys. I don't know. What are they doing? I don't know if who their alliance is, whatever. The Fays seem to be like going with who's ever got the upper hand. But Stannis is a big one because, first of all, he's separated too. He thinks he's king. So all these people think they're kings. It's a Game of Thrones, and it's fantastic. Let's get into Stannis now, right? Stannis is such a great character. I love him already. Love him. Well, he's kind of an asshole, but I love him. So he's a bad motherfucker, right? No love lost between his family. He's like having someone write his letter out that proclaiming that he's king, and he's like, don't say I loved Robert. I didn't love him. There's no love lost there. So that's crazy. The family's not really his important thing. Like we see the Starks, the family's important, and the Lannisters, power's important. Baratheons apparently don't share the family thing. And then let's talk about this new religion. We know Stannis must be well loved because he's literally, the people who are following him has convinced them to change their religion. That's fucking crazy. I'm excited to see where that goes. I don't know where it's going to go, but it was nuts. So, cool character Stannis is, and cool story. Let's get into another great character, my favorite character, Robb Stark. he continues to become more leadership. Like, he continues to gain leadership. He continues to be more grizzled. He knows what he needs to do. Great moment between Jaime displaying that with some phenomenal acting, some of the best acting I've seen so far. Let's also talk about some of the lines he had. I don't know if they're straight from the book, but when Jaime Lannister's just like, oh, you're just a boy, he's like, oh man, that must be such an insult, Jaime, because you were defeated by a boy, captured by a boy, and perhaps a boy will kill you. How do you not love that, man? That's some badass motherfucking shit! Come on, I mean, excuse my language, but man, how you can't use anything but slurs and slang to describe what you just said there. That's some, I mean, it's medieval, but it's some harsh shit that he just said to old Jaime. It's some good lines, and it makes me just like his character even more. Another thing that shows his leadership's improving and how fierce he is as a leader, how he's not going to take anything but the best and anything but vengeance for his family, is the olive branch he proposed, a ridiculous olive branch. We're going to be separate from you guys. Here's our olive branch. You're going to give us all our relatives' bones back, which is noble as well. That points out another thing about his character. And we're going to be separate from you guys. I think there's, obviously they're going to get Sansa and Arya back. What a awesome proposal. He's like that's what we're taking. He's not backing down. He's not going to be he's not pussyfooting around, and it's either going to bite him in the ass or he's going to become victorious. We'll see what happens. But let's move on. Oh man. Oh mama. Cersei and Littlefinger had a great scene together. Littlefinger, basically, we obviously know, he knows that Cersei and Jaime have been brother-sister loving around, and he's like, you know, knowledge is power. And Cersei's like, okay, kill him. To the guards around, kill him. No, wait, never mind. Step 3 first, back. Jump up in the air, spin around, touch your toes, whatever. She's like, no, power is power. What? It's so true, because it's like, yeah, your knowledge is great and you get a lot of advantages from it, but guess what? I could have you killed like that. I could have anything happen like that. In fact, she had fucking all these bastards killed like that. All her people went out and just killed little children for her. That's power, and that's scary as shit. And let's talk about Joffrey. We already touched on the bastards being killed, which was extremely sad. I don't want to go much into that because there's not much to talk about. I mean, it was just kind of like, what the fuck, right? But the last thing I do want to talk about is Joffrey and Cersei scene together. When Cersei slaps Joffrey, he's like, he wants to kill her. He wanted to kill her. It's his mom, but he doesn't fucking care, dude. This guy is crazy. And when he's that crazy, it almost makes me think he's going to lead to his own demise, right? It's not going to be some outside plot. It's going to be himself causing himself to die. So we'll see what happens with Joffrey, but he's a bad motherfucker, man. We already knew that. I didn't like him. But, anyways, guys, that was rapid fire. I had a lot of stuff about that episode. Thank you guys so much for telling me to look at the music as well, because I gotta say, I've been paying attention. There's been some very good music in the show, and a very good foreshadowing music that's really helped, helps focus me on what I should be feeling, right? What the show's trying to do. It helps me feel it, and what the show's trying to get me to think. The music really coaxes me into that, and I love that they do that. So thank you guys for pointing that out to me. It's something that I might not have been as open-minded to or willing to experience if you guys haven't said it, so thank you. I also, just a general note about the episode, the acting is just, I can't believe how good it is sometimes, right? We have some of the best actors I've ever seen in this. Cersei down to Robb Stark, it's just phenomenally acted, and they all know what their motivations are. They all know what their through lines are. They know what they're trying to do. They know what their characters are about. And when you're doing characters that were molded in a story such as George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones or Song of Ice and Fire series, you would need to know that, and they all know it. They all know what they're doing, and they're all performing these well-crafted, well-made characters to perfection, and I'm so excited to get deeper into it. Whew! I can breathe now.
Working all night and I'm telling everybody I'ma get it right. They know what